Hey guys, today we're going to be covering provisioning an API virtual gateway in Azure using PowerShell. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new virtual network, a subnet, and a network security group. And then we're going to provision an API gateway in a developer mode, internal virtual network mode. And then at the end, we're going to customize the domain and host names and apply an SSL certificate. Now this is going to be done with PowerShell. If PowerShell is not for you, I do have a video that I'm going to leave a link in the description below that goes over provisioning this API gateway and customizing it with the Azure portal. So let's get to it. The first thing you want to do is connect your account, your Azure account. Now, next thing, we're going to create a resource group, and this is the part that creates it. This is the name. You can name it whatever you want. We're going to create a network security group that basically allows the support, which is mandatory for the API gateway. Here we're going to create a subnet, a new subnet under this virtual network. This is the address space. And by the way, if you need help with virtual networks, network security groups, and subnets, I do have a video that explains them in details. I'm going to leave also a link below in the description. Now here we're assigning the API gateway to the subnet, and then we're creating basically the virtual network. Now this is the part where we're provision the API gateway. I'm going to name it Tech. This is my company's name. You can replace these values with yours, and this is my email. Of course, make sure you have a legit email because Azure will be notifying you and contacting you in this email. This line is going to provision the API gateway in this resource group in this location, which is in my case East US. This is the organization name, and this is internal mode, virtual network, and this is the SKU, which is developer. Now I'm gonna run this first part here, which takes about 45 minutes to provision. This is just gonna provision the API gateway. Once it's done, I'm gonna show it to you, and then we're gonna run the next part, which customizes the domain names. Now, when you run it, you do not have to run it in two parts. You can just fire up the whole script. It's gonna take a lot longer, but you can run it, go get a cup of coffee and some donuts if you want, and then everything, and then come back when it's done. So let's get to it. Here I wanted to show you my Azure tenant. Here's the API management service. If I refresh, I don't have anything here, as you can see. So I'm going to go ahead and run the script now. In the meantime, while we're waiting, please hit that subscribe button and like. This would just motivate me to create more content for you. Okay, so at this point, as you can see, it's provisioned. That's the name. And if we look at the host name for developer, as you can see, it's still not customized. This is the gateway URL, still not customized. If we go down to network status, as you can see, it's all good. Custom domains, as you can see, there are no custom domains. So at this point, what we want to do is actually go ahead and run the second part of the script, which is going to customize the domains and assign host names. So I'm going to go over it now quickly and explain what's going on. So this is the host name I'm going to assign for the gateway. It's tech.mydomain. This is the developer portal that I'm going to assign, and this is the management host name. And we need to apply an SSL certificate. No, I already have an SSL certificate, and I have it in this path. It's a wildcard certificate. It has to be a .bfx format. If you need help generating SSL certificates, I have a video also that explains how to get a free SSL certificate for testing. I'm going to leave also a link below. Also, I'm going to leave a link to download the script so you can have it in the description below. Now, every PFX SSL certificate has a password, so this is the password I set up for my SSL certificate. As you can see, these 3 lines would convert to secure string from plain text because I have it as plain text here. Now this part is going to create the host names, and here it's going to set it up in the API management. So I'm going to go ahead and run this part from here, and basically I'll come back when it's done. Okay, so we're done. Here's my API management. It's complete. That's the name. As you can see, the developer portal now has the name that I gave it in the PowerShell script. Also, this is the gateway URL. If we scroll down to custom domains, as you can see, I have the SSL certificate applied to the management, the developer, and the tech. And that's it. Now the API management gateway is ready and customized. It took about an hour and a half. So basically, you can fire up the script and come back when it's done. And that's the easiest way of provisioning the API gateway. A lot easier and less time consuming than the portal. Well, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to this channel if you like what you see, and we'll see you in the next video.